Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com, and this is a chart set for the full moon, 2nd of August in London, and it's in the early hours of the morning at 4:27 seconds. Now this full moon is rather glorious. The Sun is in Leo with Mercury very close by, still retrograde, opposite the moon, now in the opposite sign of Aquarius. It's a coming together, a bringing into the light of the Sun, full strength. The Sun in Leo is in its own sign, and the sign to do with the people, with community, with teamwork, with the nations that we see at the Olympic Games at this time. It's a perfect metaphor for the Sun and Leo and Aquarius. What is also really good about this full moon is that Jupiter over here in Gemini is at an exact trine or flow of energy from Gemini to Aquarius. They're both air signs. And this is very, very good news. It is that feel-good factor that we saw gloriously celebrated by Danny Boyle's extravaganza that opened the Olympic Games on Friday. Also, the Gemini energy is strong. The sense of fun, the sense of playfulness, the trickster, because we have the South Node, Jupiter and Venus also in Gemini, governed in turn by Mercury. Now the other extremely positive energy that's happening, there's quite a lot, all those blue lines of positivity, so think good, is that Uranus at 8 degrees of Aries is actually trining the Sun at 10 Leo. It's past exact. That would have been 2 days before, on 31st. But it is symbolic that there's a positive flow of innovative ideas at this time. I really reckon this is one of the best full moons that we've had for a while. The other extremely good energy is that Mercury, again messenger, is trining the south node of the moon and the north node of the the north node of the moon, and it's making what they call a sextile to the south. What the south node is about past and past lives. The north node is our destiny, our destination, where we're headed. So Mercury is moving right back in Leo to help us follow our destiny at this time, to have an idea about what that destiny is. And destiny is a destination. It's always a path, a journey that we're moving toward. The difficulty that we may be having is that Chiron and Neptune are making a right angle to that north node in Sagittarius and a right angle to the south node in Gemini. So Neptune can feel, this is emotional, Pisces, emotions, might feel overwhelmed. Think of the ocean itself and what that does. We can get lost in the ocean. On the opposite, we can experience the totality of consciousness that is the ocean, or oneness. The other good energy at the moment is also that Saturn is making a trine to Venus. So bringing things out, manifesting things in a concrete way, practical, realistic, of something that you love. It's also very good for disciplining. Saturn is good for disciplining Venus, and it's in Venus's sign, of course. And Libra is a sign of relationship. Saturn does well in Libra. It wants to relate to people. It wants to connect with people in a positive way of service. Mars is coming to join Saturn through the month. It's a fairly reasonable pace, Mars. It doesn't move as fast as the Sun or Mercury or the Moon, but it is moving there. And as it does so, it's about action, Mars, that we want to commit to. That's Saturn's energy. Okay, really important to be focusing, another Saturn aspect, to focus what you want. That's Venus, what your desires are. The difficulties are all the red lines in the chart, but notice there's a lot of blue lines. That's a positive energy. But often we experience our daily lives through the challenges, through the squares, through the things that bug us, rather than things that make us feel good. So the important, as I've just mentioned, the right angle from Neptune and Chiron, which is going to carry on for at least another 2 months, that energy of healing the past, healing the collective consciousness. You may be feeling dreams are giving you messages at this time. You might find, extraordinary dreams. I know I have been. Allow them to filter through you, but not get caught up in them. They could well be you're just psychically tuned into what's going on in the world at this time. But to, as I said, take note of them. Dreams are very important because they communicate the unconscious to us, or subconscious. They do bring messages from the underworld. Mercury is the messenger, so it's good to know that. The difficult energy also that we are all experiencing, and it's the world experiencing, is Uranus is squaring Pluto. And this is the ongoing struggle in Syria, this virtual civil war now is what it is, but there's this feeling of extermination going on, which is Pluto. And also that ruthlessness that Uranus can represent. Uranus isn't a feeling planet at all. It wants revolution. And Pluto is survival. So that's what's going on in Syria. Now that might be happening in your life. You might feel that you're at rock bottom. That would only occur if Pluto and Uranus activate some planet in your personal birth chart. So if that's going on, I highly recommend some coaching. I do offer in-depth astrology and coaching on my, you can see more on my website, Healing Stars. The next energy to look at in this birth chart is also Mars, Saturn coming together, good, focused, positive, Jupiter, positive, a lot of Gemini energy, a lot of air energy, ideas, that's what air represents, and fire. Fire is inspiration, heartfelt. So Mercury, Sun, Leo, Uranus, Aries, North Node, Sagittarius, they're the fire energies. So fire wants to go up and future, wants to go into the future. Air is communication, obviously. Look how many air signs are represented. The South Node, Jupiter, Venus in Gemini, Mars, Saturn in Libra, and the Moon in Aquarius. So there's a lot of focus here about connecting with others, recognizing what the messages are coming towards you, but also allowing time for reflection. That's Mercury Retrograde. To listen, to be still. And the healing that can occur with Chiron and Neptune in Pisces can only come from that sort of place. If you want better relationships in your life, then you need to be sending out a positive vibration. So you attract that positive back in the form of good relationships. And that can only come from a place of stillness, from a place of peace. And I highly recommend, if you haven't seen it already, to watch Jill Bolte Taylor's extraordinary TED Talk called A Stroke of Insight, because she explains far better than I can, she's a brain scientist, the left brain and the right brain, and how they are separate. That we have two cognitive brains. One, the right brain, is actually to do with images, to do with our kinesthetic, our feelings, and it recognizes that we're all one human family. The human family is a mixture of Aquarius and Pisces. The oneness is Pisces. The left brain, on the other hand, is more of the Gemini quality. It thinks about things, it's linear, it's logical. It recognizes information and details and categorizes what we've learned. So we can understand data, what have we experienced this before from the past, and work on it for the future. It's language orientated, but it's also about I am. That's Aries. That's I am. That's what Aries represents. So I am separate from others. So bringing together the left and right brain is really crucial for us to find peace. Not to get caught all the time in left brain and worry. That's what left brain can do. It can worry, it can overanalyze. On the other hand, if you go too much to the right brain, Jill Bolte Taylor calls it la la land, which is a great description. can be so far removed from being in the body and recognizing things do need sorting out and actions do need to be taken. There's a lovely trine that's already happened twice of Mercury the messenger with Uranus, to do with the higher. Uranus is about revolution, but also it's a higher mind, it's genius, it's a higher aspect of Mercury. So that trine from those two planets occurred on the 4th of July, 25th of July, and it next occurs on the 18th of August. If an idea has come to you through the ether, through messages that came around the 4th of July, 25th of July might have brought it out more into your awareness. By the 18th, you should have a really good idea about what that message is. If you haven't received any messages at this time, not to worry. It might not be that you're just tuned into that particular trine, because we all operate differently. You might well be operating more on your Venus side at this time. So listen to spiritual guides. They're on standby. I read today, the spiritual guides want to talk to you. And also be aware of that warmth and playfulness that Leo represents. And to be part of a group, very good idea to network through this month. Because the actions that you formulate in the next 2 weeks, commit to. The 18th of August is a very key date. It really is a key date. It's when Mercury trines Uranus. Mars will be with Saturn around that time. And of course it will be around the next new moon. More of that later. So this is Pam Carruthers of healingstars.com. To find out more, please subscribe to my newsletter. I'd love to get to know you better. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.